I am an entrepreneur and I am awesome. I've created online courses, digital income, websites, podcasts, interviewed hundreds of famous people, celebrities, and industry leaders. Look at me. Maybe you guys have seen this kind of person on social media or online that is constantly talking about themselves and how great that they've done. And I used to think that being an entrepreneur was being that kind of person and doing it all on my own. Now, when I first started my own business, I set out on my own. The option was A, take a job that I don't like, that doesn't work for me, and has hours and pay that I don't enjoy, or option B, do what I love, what I'm passionate about, but take a risk and I don't have a steady paycheck. So I chose to start my own business. When I first started, I had this idea that I had to do it all on my own, and I failed miserably. I burned through all of my savings, and I even became homeless. So a friend of mine, very successful in business, says, Luis, you should start a podcast. It's a great way to get your message out to the world, to meet very famous people that can help you in your business and attract clients. Without any kind of business experience or any business acumen about me, I went home and I started writing all sorts of famous people, Jack Canfield, Marianne Williamson, New York Times bestselling authors across the globe, and I landed interviews. I didn't really have a whole lot going, but I knew how to write invitations to my non-existent podcast. So I interviewed all sorts of famous people, but I lacked something. I didn't really know how to make money. I didn't know how to create a great website. And most of all, I really didn't know how to release these podcast interviews in a way that would make my business thrive. So what did I do? I burned through my savings. I started sleeping on my friend's couch. I had a dream and a vision, and I was willing to risk everything. And then I landed in a park and slept in a park a few times as well. So feeling pretty embarrassed and ashamed and worried that I really just couldn't figure this thing out, I started applying to jobs like crazy, and I landed a great job. I started working 60, 70, 80, 90-hour work weeks, managing 3 homeless shelters, over 30 staff, and $1 million budget. I was exhausted, tired, but at least I had a steady paycheck, and I left my dream of being an entrepreneur in the dark. But then out of nowhere, this woman walks into my life. She sees my small website, lists of podcast interviews that I'd never released, but I talked about. And she says, Luis, I can help you. Let's team up and do this together. Now, I have this idea that to be Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Anthony Robbins, or any famous business owner that you can think of, you've got to do it all on your own. And at the same time, I have a job now. I was making good money. I'm exhausted and tired, but at least I'm making good money. So when this woman, Kamala, comes into my life and says, I can help you, let's team up together, I'm resistant. I mean, just think about it. A year ago, I was sleeping on my friend's couch in a park, and now my life is different and I have a job. But I don't know how many of you have met a really strong woman, but when somebody like Kamala looks at you in the eyes with her piercing blue eyes and she stares at you and says, I believe in you, let me help you, you trust her. So I quit my job and I started doing something different. I allowed someone else to give me advice, give me suggestions, and even lead me. Within months, my life changes. I release all of my podcast interviews. My name and brand starts getting out there, and I actually start making more money than I'd ever made before, even more money than I'd made at my other jobs combined. So all of a sudden, my life is different. Within months, Kamala and I are actually traveling the world, running an incredible online business, and I realize if you want to be successful in business, you can't do it on your own. And the people who are busy online telling you, I am so great, and look at everything that I've done, they're using a team. They're actually with someone else. And that was my biggest entrepreneurial blind spot, is I thought I had to do it all on my own. I thought it was about me, and I thought I had to be the one to get all the recognition. Now, Kamala and I are able to continually travel the world. We've been to places like the Philippines, Thailand, Colombia, 7 months in Asia, completely removed, traveling wherever we want to, and we're even engaged. So my life has changed immensely. And if there was something I could leave you here with, some big idea, is that if you want to be successful as an employee, as a student, as a football player, whatever it is that you have a vision or dream for, do not ever think it's about you, because that is the fastest way to lose everything like I did. Like, I lost all of my savings, lost all of my income, and even slept in a park a few times because I didn't know how to reach out and ask for help. And I didn't know that there are all sorts of angels around us at all times waiting to help us. And it was really just my own ego or ignorance that led me to that bad place. And it was some sort of intelligence that I was gifted through the gift of other people around me, and me being able to say, okay, I can't figure this out. I lack the knowledge. And here's the other thing too. Maybe some of you guys want to become entrepreneurs and have seen the Facebook posts or the Instagram posts or the Snapchats, and you hear all these people telling you, oh, I've done this today. You know, we've got 5,000 new followers today. Look at how amazing I did. Or I made $10,000 today. How incredible am I? And you hear these stories of these people and you get this idea that it's about them, and you put them on a pedestal. And the only problem with doing that is that these people actually have a team. They have a lot of people around them. In just a moment, you guys are actually going to hear about Kamala. And Kamala has an incredible talk to share with you, because she has been one of my greatest teachers and educators around business. And I want to leave you with that today, that if you want to be successful in business, don't try to do it on your own. You don't have to. And you can have a lot of business success if you team up with someone else and you allow other people to help you. Thank you.